Well, welcome back, Joe Hyde, San Angelo Live. I have a very special guest with us, Dakota Poorman. He is a Texas country singer who's not from Texas.
No, I'm not.
But actually, you probably wouldn't say you're a Texas country singer because you're from Washington State.
I'm a guy playing a dude disguised as another dude. That's what I'm doing. I play Texas. I play Nashville. I'm a guy who wants to play for everybody. I don't really tend to hit a certain demographic.
And to make that point, I mean, you played this weekend at the Dead Horse of all places.
Yeah, that's a rock club, man.
That's a rock club, man.
We threw some fiery fiddles and banjo in it. We made it cool.
So how did the Dead Horse crowd take to it?
They loved it.
They loved it.
They loved it.
So your next hit or your big hit on the radio right now.
Yeah, so we have one radio single out. It's called American Made, and then we also have the new single that just got released in April, which is Hippie at Heart, and that's
Hippie at Heart.
Hippie at Heart. Yep.
So when I get the vibe, and I've heard of Hippie at Heart, I get the vibe that one of the things that's happening maybe up in the music scene in the Pacific Northwest is they've kind of taken the Austin vibe.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of red dirt kind of creeping its way into Washington, and I mean Idaho's got it, and a little bit of South Oregon, but the red dirt wave is making its way up to the PNW.
And it seems your rendition of I've heard a couple of your songs. They're fighting songs. They're fighting songs.
They're party songs.
Yeah, they're fighting party songs.
Fighting.
They're not. You're not being a beta male and crying about some lost woman or whatever. It's like you're kind of in your face.
Wearing my Birkenstocks with my Starbucks.
That's
and my
right.
man bun.
Yeah. Well, they have. I'm sure you have a lot of man buns up there in the Pacific Northwest.
We have a lot, which is funny because I listen to Joe Rogan. I don't know. Yeah, I listened to this podcast and they were talking about how it's funny how you look at a pug and think that thing shares 99.8% of the DNA of a wolf.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, well, just think about a male feminist is just, I mean, what about their ancestors? They were Vikings.
Right.
So
right.
it's like,
but
men are becoming pugs.
Yeah. The pug dog.
The pug dog strikes again.
So tell me what you think of, I mean, how long have you been in the music business?
Full time, I've been doing this about 3.5, 4 years.
So
no job.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
29. So you're getting kind of old for the music business.
That's what they say.
It's time to break out.
That's what they tell me.
Well, what are your observations? I mean, you've been to Austin, you've been all around Texas, you've been all around the Pacific Northwest. You know what I see. I mean, I've covered. I
can
news
tell you
business.
that Katy, Texas gets down.
Katy, Texas.
Katy,
you were at Mo's
Texas
place.
Gets down.
Were you at Mo's place?
Yeah, we were at Mo's place, and it was off.
You know, I grew up in Katy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Right around the corner from Mo's.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Mo's a cool dude.
It used to be a Kroger there. I don't know what it is now, but Mo's was next to a Kroger. But so you got down in Katy, Texas.
We got down, man.
That is one of those.
Shout out to Katy, Texas.
That's one of those storied stops on the Texas country circuit. You know, Blaine's is one. You got the Blue Light in Lubbock.
Yep.
You got a whole bunch in Fort Worth.
You have to play the Blue Light. That's my next stop.
Next stop. Are you playing it next week?
I would love to. Next week I'm back home. I got 4 shows lined up back.
It's too hot down here anyway.
Man, take me back to the 56 degrees weather, man, and the rain and stuff. I mean, but then again, I do like sunshine.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? You think we had like a little infusion of the Pacific Northwest, sort of, kind of, with the Braun brothers and Reckless Kelly and Mickey and the Motor Cars and stuff like that. What are you seeing as far as artists up there in the Pacific Northwest that want to come down to Texas?
Do it.
Tell
them to do it.
But, do you have some up there?
There's a couple artists that I tend to frequent with, and but they've got the red dirt sound. I like loud guitars, and I like powerful vocals, and I just love a good beat and whatnot. So I mean, I can't really judge to say what genre I fall under, but redneck rock. I love Texas music. I love all the '90s. I love Nashville. I love like the intertwine of how both Texas and Nashville can come together and produce some really good music. So
your hippie at heart kind of goes a little bit more toward the countryside.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a like Bob Seger, old time rock and roll.
Right.
I wanted like a southern rock song, more country, and just sing about what I know. And what I know is that I like good music. I also love to party. Oh, no. And I partake in the devil's lettuce every now and then.
Did you say devil's lettuce?
I did say the devil's
We're going to get in
lettuce.
trouble for you saying that.
I said devil's lettuce. I didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
I didn't say when I do it.
We actually use the devil's lettuce in our headlines. At least Trammell does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he gets in trouble. The Facebook lawyers go crazy.
The Facebook keyboard warriors.
Yeah, but we found an official document from the DEA that has all the slang names for pot. Jazz cabbage, devil's lettuce. I don't know.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of them. I mean, it's
Dope.
like word salad.
Yeah, word salad.
So
just blah.
the way I see it, it's official. If it's on an official document, so
You can say it was on an official document.
that's right. But anyway, Hippie at Heart. What's it about?
Pretty much, it's about my upbringing, just listening to like great music, what I've experienced, like the whole line about like making out with her best friend in Nashville, like that actually happened. Making out with some chick's best friend in a bathroom, that was like 2 years ago.
So kind of like a little Wade Bowen Resurrection.
Yeah.
We made love in the bathroom stall.
It's a good
Kinda
song.
with Jesus' love written on the wall. Yeah,
Call for a good time.
yeah.
But no, to be honest, like the song came about. I was hanging out with a buddy of ours, and we got done fishing that day, and we were hanging out in his garage. And his wife comes out. She just put their kids to bed, and we were just having beers. And she's like, "You should write a song called Hippie at Heart. That'd be a cool title." And I was like, like the light bulb went off, and I was like, "Okay, cool." I had the idea about 2 days later.
It was the lick.
It
Hippie at Heart.
was the lick, and 2 days later, I lit it up, and 40 minutes later,
the song.
The song was there, and from start to finish, from the time we took it into the studio to the time you hear it, nothing's changed. That is exactly how it's written, and that's my favorite song to play on
the internet.
on the internet and on stage because it just gets people into it, man. They like groove their head and sway their bodies, and it's a good time.
It's a dancing song.
It's a dancing song. It's
So
a good two-step.
when we come back, we will be playing after this a few more segments of our show. We're going to have Dakota Poorman perform for you, Hippie at Heart.
Love it.
Dakota, thanks for coming on our show.
Joe, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.